illustrious Trinity Bellwoods here. So you guys can see. Dun dun dun. So I'm going to be doing my live readings today over at Trinity Bellwoods. I hope you guys come down. There's a disco ball, shiny disco ball. Yeah, so that's what I'm going to be doing today over at Trinity Bellwoods. So I'm going to come on live if I catch someone who wants to do one. So I hope that you guys chime in. Thanks a lot, guys. Bye.
And if you get it right,
if I get it right, then it builds
so
it up.
It's a win-win.
Okay, guys, so I've managed to get a lovely person. Her name is Mason. I'm not going to say anything else. So she's willing to be on camera. She said she wasn't, but now she is. But I'm not going to put her directly. It's just so that you guys can see. It's a small interaction. It's a small reading. Please don't shoot the messenger here. So let's just see if I can do this way, so that way at least you see her, but then you don't have to see her the whole time. Okay, so let me see if I can do this enough so that people can see at least me. Okay, you don't want to be on camera the whole time.
Oh, I don't mind.
You don't mind? Okay, I'll just put, because I like reactions.
Yeah, and I think it's a lot more like credibility when people can see the reaction. So let's see how that goes. Okay,
so I will say this because this was a lot. A lot came flooding very, very quickly, and there was one that came out first that they wanted me to state first, because for some reason this is going to be the one that you resonate with. So the first thing they wanted me to tell you was that you need to look at your particular situation, like gardening. And the reason being is because, like, for some reason, like, let's say you were to garden and you have foresight, like, oh, these plants are going to grow at this time and this is going to happen at this time. You seem to be fully wanting to blossom, but you're so emotional that it's like you're not, like, you need to distract from the emotion and say, no, what I'm going through is just like gardening. So if I know that, like, these perennials are going to come up at this time, the emotion is what's blocking you right now, because it's like you're so tied to everything that you're like, how do I maneuver through this minutia? And their higher self wanted me to first state this, like, look at it like gardening. Does that resonate with you? Does that make some sense?
It does. Like, I don't do readings usually, so let me know, like, if you want me to tell you what that actually resembles, or at the end.
You can.
You know?
It doesn't matter, because the thing is like, what happens is that I get visions, and then they show me different situations, and for some reason they were putting you in front of like a plain garden.
Yeah.
And it was all blank, and it was like you're looking around and you're like, okay, I got all the tools, I got all this stuff, I got all the things, but you're like, do I go this way? Do I do that? And they were like saying, no, if you were to look at this just like a gardening, you wouldn't even be doing that. You'd be like, oh yeah, those ones have shade and those ones have this. So does that make any sense for you?
It does. I lost my job a week ago.
Okay.
I got laid off a week ago.
Okay.
And my partner and I were considering that maybe I'll start applying to jobs in a different country or not. We're still like all over the place. I had a miscarriage a few weeks ago too.
Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry.
No worries. Like, but it's just been, that is the garden thing.
Yeah.
It's like, so there's a lot of things. Everything comes in its time.
Yeah.
Don't doubt your, work skills. Apply slowly things that are better for you. You know, like, so.
Okay.
And I think I told you earlier that, like, I have a lot going on. I didn't tell you what was going on.
But
no,
you didn't.
But you can start seeing
I've
some
got
of it.
a lot. Yeah. So that was the first one they wanted to tell me. They also said that maybe right now you've also been slightly clumsier. You've been getting into little mini accidents. I saw you like maybe falling off of a bike, or like things that you would regularly do that you're like, why do I keep nudging into this wall? Why do I keep doing this? Because you're not really focused, and it's actually just a dishevelment, because you usually, from what I could gather, am a very balanced person. I saw you very grounded, but right now it's like you're like, woo, everything's just all up in the air, and that's why your higher self's trying to say, like, you are keeping, and once you notice that you're not running into things or stubbing your toe or whatever, like, you'll notice that your balance is coming back. Now, like you said about new jobs, new whatever, I was getting that you were looking into maybe trying different places. Like, I don't know if there's a form of artistry that you do, but I kept getting like restaurants and artistry. I don't know why, but it was like I was getting something like you want to find a place to stay, and I don't know if this was a place like you're not even too sure about Toronto. Like, I was even getting shown like San Francisco, like you're willing to even attempt to go to America and like do this or whatever the case may be, but I was getting artistry. I don't know why I was getting artistry.
Artistry, I don't know. But when you're getting the U.S. and stuff, so the reason why I lost my job is this was the third company that hired me remotely. Then tell me you need to come to the U.S. and I just keep saying like I can't. Like I need to get my citizenship here.
Okay.
And like the third company
Yeah.
that want me to move to the U.S. I'm like, what if I should just apply and move to the U.S. because like that's what keeps happening.
Yeah.
A restaurant maybe because I've been cooking a lot recently, but that's not my work.
Well, it was saying like there was something about like I don't know exactly what it is what your skill set is, but it's like for some reason I'm getting not restauranting like you're gonna cook, like you're actually good at front of house. Like you're the good like person
Starting
who can
my own thing.
Yeah, that can like set up people, and it was like as if like, and I don't know if currently someone has passed away recently, but I was getting this envisionment like you might walk into some money soon. And if that's the case, like you have a vision for what you're going to do with it. And I don't know why, but I was placed in a restaurant. And it was like you're looking at like where the art's going to go, where this is going to go. So it's like I don't know if you're going to be in like, but I feel like if it was, it's more of a front of house, like directing, showing people, but you're very friendly and like you can bring people to that place. So it's like for a weird reason, you're not the cook. That's all I'm saying. Okay. Does that resonate at all?
It resonates in a future direction, not in what's happening.
No, not at the present. And I don't know why, but I was getting okay.
It does.
I was getting also that you may have siblings, and I was getting maybe a brother sister. Like I don't know, but more brother. But I saw like a female, and I also got a relation to a cousin later on. So I don't know, but they are help, but they're not what you truly need right now. Like whatever information you're getting from them, it's like they're more like, let's stick by the book. Let's do this properly. Like I'll be here to support you. You need some money for rent. You need some money. Okay, fine. But you know that you've got to like really do this like A, B, C, and D. And you're not. That's not where your train of thought's going right now. It's like you need more of like not a criticizer, not a judger. You need somebody who's a little more open-minded. And for some reason, I'm getting a cousin of yours that has a lot of kids. For some reason, she's the one you need to talk to, not your stick in the mud brother and sister. Or like I feel like your siblings are the type that are like more about status, more about this, and like looking a certain way. So it's like they're not the ones to go, even though they will be helpful. They are not the ones. Does that resonate for you at all?
I have 2 brothers and 2 sisters.
Oh, okay, because I was getting
There's
brothers and sisters.
Yeah,
I didn't know how many. I just saw them all like giving you their 2 cents.
Yeah,
and you feeling like, is anyone listening to me?
Yeah. I think this does resonate in a slightly different way. That like they're going through a lot that I'm not even talking to them about anything. And I don't think I need to. I think it's time that they do their own thing. My sister is also has a cancer surgery tomorrow.
Oh no, I'm so sorry.
So there is a lot going on, but so I absolutely like it's not time for me to listen to anyone. It's time for me to be listening and watering my own garden. I think all of this
all I got was they're not a help.
Yeah, but they're not. They're not.
It's like I was like, if you are,
it's okay. You know what I mean? But it's okay. They have their own thing.
The next thing I got this time is hard because she is swimming in a new pool, trying out new paths, travel to start a new life. So that was the whole San Francisco thing.
But that is so like the amount that is accurate is like incredible. Like all parts of the sentence, like each part. This has like 3 parts. Every part alone is very accurate. Like each and every part.
Awesome, thank you. So the next thing, we talked about the family, and then. I don't know if you had he's probably passed on by now, a grandfather who was more like you. I think on your dad's side, like the grounded version of you, or neutral.
A very long time ago, my grandparents. But if my grandfather's looking over me from my mom.
It seems like, because like you're the one that I feel like is most like him. Like you're the more grounded, neutral one, and maybe like people kind of like gravitated towards you, even though it seemed like he was a meeker man. Like it didn't seem like he was that brazen, like, you know, he was a quiet, silent type, but like people tended to always like want to know what he's up to, want to know what he's doing, and he always could offer great advice. And in a weird way, I feel like this connection is with you. Does that make sense as well? But I think it was coming from your dad's side.
Look, the thing is, I have your number. Yeah. And if something happens to my dad soon, it's so unfortunate for me, but I will be calling you as well, because I think a lot of things that you're saying are like hopefully, like, I hope nothing happens, but they're more like they haven't happened, but
Okay.
I'll keep note. Because
Okay.
if something, because my dad is a very grounding figure, all
Okay,
of that.
is it the father?
But he hasn't passed away. But I know that we don't get in touch with him
Well,
too much, and
see-
he's sick. He has so many different things.
See, the dad thing was totally separate. The reason why I'm getting grandfather and why I think it was passed away was because I was being shown an older man. Like, I don't know how old your father is, but I did get something about your father, like your relationship with your father over here.
Okay.
So, and the thing I was getting from him is that he's at a distance. Like, that was the main thing. And the two of you have an interesting relationship because it's not, and that's why the whole Farsi thing, it was like I was hearing you and then they were chiming in. And it's something like how, like, I don't want to come out, I hate when I do this, but it was like as if, like, I don't know if your dad was harder on you. Seemed like he was harder on you. And
I
it was
harder
like,
on them too.
and it seems like he would put like little pitfalls, like, oh, your language isn't up to par, so we and you can't talk as well. That's why I wrote Farsi, but I was like, it's something about the language. It's something like, even though you could speak the most eloquent language, it's like he would be like, oh no, that word's wrong, that's why we're having a hard time. And it's like he criticizes you, but it's not because it's like for some reason he sees the most in you.
Yeah.
If that makes any sense.
Yeah, it does.
So your dad seems to be fine, but I'm saying this actual grandfather figure was the one that I think you resemble the most. Like, your personal character is very closely tied. Like, he's passed on, but it's like if there was anyone that anyone would think that you're closest like, it would be this grandfather.
I was too young when they passed away, so yeah.
Well, I mean, this is something that maybe others see in your
yeah.
family, but I think it's your dad's father that this was. But he seemed very, like, not like your dad though. It's like weird. It's like your dad is more boisterous, whereas like your grandfather was the more like silent, but like, you know, he just commanded in some silence. It was interesting.
And that's my mother's father.
Is it your mother?
He was like that.
Oh, okay, sorry.
100%. Like, he was like known.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay, because I was seeing this man and like he was just like walking with his hands behind his back and he's just walking and it's like as if I could see people just like, oh, there he is, and that's him.
That's my mom's father.
Okay,
was
sorry.
like very like good, well reputed, came from like the army, but like has a very well like financial status as well.
Yeah,
and, like, all that.
and he's not somebody who is like over showing. It's like just people knew.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Because I was like, I don't know which grandfather this is, but your personality is similar. It's like you're the meekest out of your like out of your siblings, but you're the strongest.
Yeah.
So that's why I was getting that. That's why there's that connection there. Sorry. Next one. All right.
This is really good. Thank you.
I hope it helps. Now back to your partner. Like, I was getting this about your partner. Your partner seems very loving, etc. But there is this feeling that I was getting that perhaps this partner is seemingly like a snake in the sense that they don't want you to shine as much as you can. Like, if you were to go up to your partner and be like, okay, I'm headed here, they'll be like, oh, good for you. But it's like, as the days go by or as the weeks go by, they'll try to like nag you in ways, little tiny ways, so that you lose your footing, you lose your pace, you lose your confidence to do things, even though they start off like, oh, I love you and I'm here for you and I want this. There's this feeling of like there's a strategy and minimization. It's strategically so you stay in a certain spot, place, whatever. And in small ways, they shame you for some of, like, not directly, like, oh, don't. It's like as if, like, you'll be trying on clothes and then you'll say, oh, what do you think of this? And be like, oh, yeah, you know, well, last time you said you look fat in it. You know what I mean? Like, he's not saying you're fat, but it's like he's going to use what you say against you. So watch out for that, just because, like, not to say that you shouldn't be with the partner, but it's like there's some type of insecurity that he's facing that it's like he loves you to death, but it's like he has this capability, and I would watch out for it. And if it does overshadow that, maybe you need to go a different direction. Now, as for the child thing, I did get a bit of that.
Oh, no way.
Yeah. I saw marriage not now, baby issues, having revelations on this, sorrow and sadness follow her when it comes to the baby. So I am sorry that you did mention that. And the thing is like,
my God, It's actually written. I don't know if I can talk to that. It's actually written
it's right
here.
here. It's
Oh my
right
god.
here. Yeah.
Oh my god.
So I don't like to bring these things up because I myself have also suffered, and I know it's
Yeah.
really hard. But I don't know if you've been trying to for some time.
No, we haven't. But the marriage not now is actually like very accurate because I'm engaged and I've been trying to delay the marriage just because I want to have a summer wedding like next year. So like I've been actively delaying it. Although we got pregnant, I was like, I don't want the wedding. Like I don't want to be married now. Like
Got
so
you.
this is actually very.
That's
accurate.
the only thing I got. Not now.
Yeah. Not now.
But the baby thing I didn't really want to, but since you did, I was like,
Yeah.
okay. And I don't know if it's like I wasn't seeing what the
And
struggle
the
was.
revelation part is correct, of course. Like I'll keep like the details to myself, but like that's correct. Like the baby actually, having it then losing it, both had a lot of revelations come with like both.
Because you see both sides now.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm sorry because I saw sorrow and sadness because there is obviously, but I didn't want to bring that up, but
Of course.
so I apologize. But it didn't seem like you were going to have issues or anything in the future. And actually, for some reason, I saw that you might adopt. Like down the road, down the road. I don't know if there's going to be like a family person that comes your way, but you're going to have kids. Like you're going to have a big family from what I could see. Anyways.
I hope so.
So this cousin of yours, I don't know, you got a cousin who's got a lot of kids. She seems to be the main person that you need right now. If you're going to be using anyone as a confidant or someone who's not going to be Judge or McJudgerstein, she's the one.
Okay,
She's got a hell of a lot going on.
Yeah.
But she seems to have a stable husband who just goes to work, does what he needs to do, but she's got kids swimming.
I know who she is.
Swimming everywhere.
Very accurate. I was talking to her yesterday too. So.
Okay, perfect. Because she's the one that's like, aside from your siblings, like,
Pragmatic,
yeah,
she's
she's
like
the one that
pragmatic,
is
yeah.
gonna back you with whatever you're doing. Really, it's because she's strong and oh yeah, that was the father thing. Okay, so this is where I was saying, like, and I know I use the word artistry, but what you do or will be doing is kind of somewhat of an artistry, because it's like as if I'm seeing you like cultivate people together for a form of activism. But it's like you're moving with like trying to help in a political sense. It's like weird because it's like you're not trying to step on toes. It's like you're trying to like get people together and then show them another skill set or something. And in the midst, you're going to sprinkle some ideas.
And that's my job. That's actually my job. Like I work in like leadership in tech companies. So
Okay.
like yeah, so it is some form of artistry when you put it that way.
Yeah.
Yes, but it's not like art.
No,
like,
it
at all.
wasn't.
Nothing
It was
creative.
like it wasn't so much creative. It's like
It's
I was seeing
people.
all forms of creation.
Yeah.
Like I was seeing you as a potter, you as this, you as that. But it was like when a higher self shows me that, I put it as artistry because it's like this isn't. It's like you're trying to sell them something without selling them something.
Yeah.
That's the best way I could describe it. She is really pushing boundaries. She is not sure which place gets the most traction. So that goes back to like this whole moving thing. So it's like you want traction in whatever this is, and you may have to move. I don't know why, but I kept getting United States.
I look at my two options are United States or UAE. Like at this point, like in what we've decided,
Yeah.
it's one of the two.
Okay.
But we were also very specific in if I apply to this type of company and I get a job, I'll do the US. If I apply to that type of company, so
yeah.
So I have your number. I'll actually. let
I'm
you know.
shifting. I was seeing more. Like I don't know why I saw San Francisco because you know sometimes they see New
I
York.
work in tech. I just told you I work in now. Like,
Okay.
I work in tech.
Well, is it to do with San Francisco?
Well, all companies are headquartered.
Are they? I don't know.
They are.
I just saw the Golden Gate Bridge and like you,
Yeah.
because the thing is, it's like as if you are actually going to be moving a couple times in the next couple of years from what I can see, because it's like, no, not in a bad way. It's actually you actually, like I said, finding that soft place to land. You want this desperately for yourself or for your new family or for whatever. And it's like, you don't care if you got to jump to these lily pads to find
get
it.
to where you want to go.
Yeah, but I feel like the U.S. is going to be your first lily pad. San Francisco, that's what I saw. And
fingers crossed. I think San Francisco here really stands for tech. Like all tech companies are headquartered in San Francisco. Like that's where they are. Like Silicon Valley in San Francisco.
Oh, okay. I thought it was. I thought for some reason it was another part of California,
No,
but
it
I
is
did not
there.
know.
That's actually where. So even if like the job is not there, you go there for like a month or like your first month when you start your job.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
see?
saying? Like, Yeah,
San Francisco.
they're all headquartered, like all of them.
I did not know.
headquartered
I had
there.
no clue what you did. I'm
Yeah,
just saying,
I
like,
know.
I was getting artistry for some reason, but for some reason, I don't know why, but you have an activism bone in your body. But it's actually like... Is it? Okay.
Well,
But
I'm Arabic, so
yeah, but I mean, like, it's actually a subtlety that,
it's
like,
just part of my personality.
Yeah.
And just
it's gonna be your life path. Like, I feel like
I
you're
didn't-
not somebody who's gonna be at the front of the picket line. That's not it. It's like whatever you do for a job, you're gonna sprinkle that in wherever you go. You could even sell hats. You could sell purses, but you're gonna tell these people, oh, these are, these hats and these bags are reared not from animals. Like, you're the type of person that will sit there and dissect every single thing of why it's a great thing to have, because it's in the shaping of activism. So I don't know. You're not going to be some political, that's not what I'm saying, but you are big on activism within your life.
I absolutely am. 100%.
Okay, thank you. So I know this was short-lived. I don't know if this helped, but I hope that I've brought you some interesting.
This is very, like, generally very, very, very accurate. And it's not things that can apply to anyone and
Yeah.
everyone, to be, like, very honest.
Yeah.
And it especially the first one that you started with. A
Well,
lot
that's
of
the
them
one
did
they
resonate,
made
but the
me
first one
start.
resonated, like, so much.
Yeah.
And
They're like, this is the one you start with. They're like,
Yeah.
make sure she hears this first. I'm like, okay. Oh wait, and there was one other thing. Loved grandma. Mom said is her backstone. Even through life, she gave her a hard time. This is your mom's mom. Even if she gave you a little harder of a time or whatever,
She was
it's just
this tiny,
because.
very strict woman.
Yeah,
was
she's
tiny.
your backbone. Like, in a weird way, you may hear her. So she came through too to be like, no, I always loved her. Yeah, I gave her a harder time, but I loved her. And I was like, oh, okay. It's not so
this
much
is
that I saw.
Yeah, no, this is all very good in life. This is all very positive, correct, and accurate. Like, thank you.
Okay,
Yeah.
well, take my card. And this is a very short reading, and I am also outside and all that jazz, but I want to use it as a form of healing for people, so that it's kind of like you end up being your own therapist.
Well, thank you so much.
I
Ashley.
hope this helped.
This will, especially like the
Do you
again
want
the first
the
and
prints out?
do you need them?
No.
Okay.
You can keep them.
Thank you.
And my writing's really horrible, but
No, thank you. These are very good.
yeah, and this is very short. Usually I do like an hour and a half, and I ask a lot more questions, but because of the setting that I'm in, it's a little difficult. But yeah, if you can read my writing, but you can also subscribe to me on Instagram and get the live yourself. So
It's on the card.
yeah, it's on the
Thank
card.
you.
So if you want to see it and keep it and remind yourself, it'll all be there.
Thank you so much.
Yes. All right, everybody. So that's the live. That's what I do, and I hope you guys have a wonderful time. Thank you.